7 minutes. That is how long some public defenders have to review your entire life before deciding your fate. The Constitution guarantees you a lawyer. What it does not guarantee is that they will have time to save you. In 2063, the Supreme Court made a promise. In Gideon v. Wainwright, they ruled that every American accused of a crime has the constitutional right to an attorney. But here is what nobody tells you. That promise came with no funding, no standards, and no enforcement. Today, public defenders in some states handle over 700 cases per year. The American Bar Association says the maximum should be 150. And this is not just about overworked lawyers. This is about innocent people rotting in jail cells because their attorney literally does not have time to review the evidence. What happens when the system designed to protect you becomes the very thing that destroys your life? Let me put this in perspective. A private defense attorney handling a serious felony might spend 40 to 100 hours on that case. Investigating witnesses. Reviewing evidence. Preparing motions. A public defender with 700 cases per year has roughly 7 hours per case. Total. And that includes court appearances, client meetings, everything. Now imagine you are accused of a crime you did not commit. Your freedom depends on someone finding that one piece of evidence that proves your innocence. But your lawyer has 7 hours. For your entire case. If this is already making you uncomfortable, that like button helps spread awareness about what is happening in our courts. The math simply does not work. And real people pay the price. But here is where it gets truly disturbing. In Missouri, a man named David Robinson spent 3 years in jail awaiting trial. 3 years. Not because he was dangerous. Not because he was a flight risk. But because his public defender was handling over 150 active cases and could not get to his. When his case finally went to court, the charges were dismissed. He lost 3 years of his life, his job, his apartment. Everything. And David is not alone. A 2023 study found that in some jurisdictions, defendants wait an average of 900 days for their day in court. 900 days in a cage because the system cannot keep its own promise. This is not justice delayed. This is justice denied. Now you might be thinking, why would anyone plead guilty to something they did not do? Here is the brutal calculation that happens every day in American courtrooms. You are innocent. But you have already been in jail for 8 months awaiting trial. Your public defender tells you they could get you a plea deal. Time served. You walk out today. Or you can wait another year for trial, lose your job, maybe lose custody of your kids, all for a chance at proving your innocence. What would you do? Studies show that between 2 and 10% of guilty pleas come from innocent people. That is potentially tens of thousands of innocent Americans with criminal records right now. Because they made the rational choice. They chose freedom over justice. But that is not even the worst part. Think about this. It is actually profitable for counties to underfund public defense. Every dollar they do not spend on public defenders is a dollar saved. And when underfunded defenders cannot properly prepare cases, what happens? More guilty pleas. Faster case processing. Lower costs. The system has a financial incentive to fail you. If you want to see how this gets resolved, make sure you are subscribed. Some prosecutors have openly admitted this creates an uneven playing field. They have unlimited resources. Public defenders have nothing. And here is the most disturbing truth of all. The Supreme Court has never established minimum standards for what adequate representation actually means. So anything goes. So what are public defenders doing about this impossible situation? Some are fighting back. In Louisiana, public defenders started refusing new cases. They said we cannot ethically represent anyone else. We are too overwhelmed. It made national headlines. The court ordered them to take the cases anyway. In Missouri, public defenders tried to assign the governor himself to represent a defendant. their point. If you think this is acceptable representation, you do it. The governor was not amused. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should public defenders be allowed to refuse cases when they are overwhelmed? But here is the question everyone is asking. If the people sworn to protect defendants are screaming for help, why is nobody listening? Here is the truth nobody wants to admit. Reform is finally happening, but painfully slowly. In 2022, New York became one of the first states to pass legislation limiting public defender caseloads. Other states are following. Some jurisdictions are experimenting with holistic defense, pairing lawyers with social workers and investigators. The results are promising. Fewer people in jail. Better outcomes. Lower costs in the long run. And private organizations are stepping in where government fails. But we are still decades away from fulfilling the promise made in 1963. The Sixth Amendment guarantees you a lawyer. But until we properly fund public defense, that guarantee is just words on paper. And words cannot save you from prison. The public defender crisis is not just a legal problem. It is a mirror reflecting who we are as a society. Do we believe that everyone deserves a fair trial? Or only those who can afford one? Right now, your wealth determines your justice. And that should terrify everyone, because any of us could be one accusation away from needing that overworked, underfunded public defender. The Constitution made a promise. And every day we fail to keep it, we break our contract with ourselves. Reform is possible. Other countries have figured this out. The question is whether we have the political will to fix what we all know is broken. Justice should not be a luxury item. It should be a guarantee. Now you know the truth about America's public defender crisis. A constitutional promise made 60 years ago that we still have not kept. Subscribe for more stories where the legal system fails and sometimes delivers justice. What shocked you most about this crisis? Tell me in the comments. Next time,